Oh, come out. Gosh, this is going to be tough. There, and it's gone all the way grown, and now it's over. I mean, I was expecting spiders, I was expecting, you know, overgrown roots, but I was not expecting this. Today is the day that I am finally tackling this huge overgrown corner in my outdoor decking area. I have been literally avoiding this for, I think, almost a year now. I'm pretty sure last spring I said to myself, I'm going to redo this, and I haven't. And it's a bit of a mess, and it's definitely overgrown. So I am finally tackling it today as part of my spring repotting series. There is a first video to this. If you want to go and watch it, I'll leave the link here and in the show notes below. So let's bring these pots out one by one. The first one is my Gardenia cutting, or not cutting, it's a division. Beautiful light green. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it is way overgrown. So I might put this into a new pot. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful bright green. Look at the leaf. Look at the leaf. Oh, there we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Next one is a very eaten. Verrucosum. I got this on clearance for like $5 or something. It has survived a very wet winter, and although these don't mind it wet, there's a couple of new growths coming out there, and there's a cute little tiny baby plant coming in there. Okay, next one is a philodendron that I've got. So this is a Camposporatum, I believe. I've cut it once or twice. It just grows very long, even in good lighting. It just has a very long vine. So I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it has snapped. So something's happened to that vine, and I think I know what has happened to that vine. Let me just double check something. Hold on, I found something, hold on. It was there, and it's gone all the way grown, and now it's over there. Like, I know it's a mess, sorry. So the whole thing is grown across the back, got cut, had a little bit of a tough time, but that's okay. We will do something with this cutting, I think. And then the plant. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to do something with this whole plant. This is where we get into spider territory. Okay, and there's the pink princess. Not that pink. Honestly, I have about 4 or 5 different pink princess cuttings. Oh, I have a spider plant growing into the bowl. Just happily growing in the middle there. Don't think I'm going to keep this one. Give it to the neighborhood. We'll do that. Okay, this is my first big challenge in this corner. This spider plant down here has just gone absolutely nuts. And it's thrown out so many babies for me. And now I think the babies are going like everywhere. We just found one in the pink princess moss pole. And I think they've grown into my elephant ear base as well. So I'm going to try and pull this huge thing out. Here we go. Look at that. And that baby has got a baby, 2 babies of its own coming off. That's how a spider plant grows. It just goes on and on and on. Babies, babies, babies. Oh. Yeah, it's stuck. This is what I was ready. This is grown into here, I bet. So I'm going to suffer. Somehow have to unroot. Oh, this Ficus ruby, I believe, is growing in. This root is here. Is growing into the spider plant, so I have to cut that. Thick root, there we go. Any more? Oh. Ta-da! Right, let's look at this thing. Oh my god! We need to. Can you see them all? That is nuts. Right. All I've done is that little bit, and it's already a lot of work. Okay, you won't believe what I just found. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I can't believe it's there. I totally forgot about it. I mean, I was expecting spiders, I was expecting, you know, overgrown roots, but I was not expecting this. Ready? And on top this. What am I going to do with this thing? Look at this. It's so wobbly, it's leaning over. So I think how I'm going to have to tackle this thing, so I might cut a few of the big ones, especially that one come off. That one can come off. And it might be easier for me to pick up because it's got to be heavy. See, because that one's got no leaves. So I might cut him off. And then maybe that one up there, I'll cut him off. And then that might be a little bit easier to pick up. Got to be quick. So I just found something that's not good. I think I might have ruined the decking. There is a huge root down here, which is not a good thing. So this root, look how thick that root is. Size of my, is growing into the floorboards. I might even have to get a saw. Oh my gosh, no wonder this is grown, because it's growing into the floorboards. And there's only, under the decking, there's only like bricks. So I have no idea where it's going into. That is, wow. That is not good. Did I get it? Yes. Right, can I move the plant? I think so. Look at that thing. That is ridiculous. Look how thick it is. Oh my gosh. Nope, that's not helping. I don't know if it'll come off, but that's easy. Oh. One. That was the easy one. Okay, look at that. That is nuts. It's a root. That is crazy. Look how big that plant took up. How much space that plant took up. That is crazy. Right, 2 more plants that I have to get out of that corner. They're fairly like awkward ones. So the palm is easier. So let's do that next. I'll just cut him right off. Boink. Okay, this one is easy to get out. That's good. That is. Okay, 1 more plant to get out, and then we have to repot the lot. Hold on. I thought I would be clever at first and put because it's a smaller pot than the bigger pot, I put the foam in, but it's just caused it, plus the dog bed was on it, so it's caused it to grow that way, which is a bit annoying. Right, let's get rid of all of this old stuff. Oh, okay, enough. Oh my God. Oh my God. You have to check out these roots. This is nuts. This is nuts. You tried growing out the base, didn't get very far. That is the worst case of overgrown roots through the phone I think I've ever seen. I'm gonna. That is hard as rock. That is gonna have to be cut off. I'm probably gonna have to cut all of that. Oh my gosh, this is going to be tough. That is nuts. Okay, it is nice and clean. This whole corner, I don't think I've ever seen it this clean, ever. Okay, at least for not a year. But the corner has had so many leaves over winter, and it's been a very wet winter. So there's been a lot of like wet, moldy, like leaves and dead leaves and debris sitting in the corner. So it needs to air out now. I've cleaned it all up. So still got quite a bit of cleanup, but let's now get into the repotting. Right. Honestly, a verrucosum is one of the most beautiful plants you can get, I think. I'm just going to make sure that these 2 stems are sitting up, or 3 stems are sitting up. And I'm going to encourage that new growth to grow. And then this one needs it. Ready? It's got water in it. Look at those roots. Look at it. It's like having long hair. Ready? Oh my gosh, look at the roots. Can we get it through the base? Yeah, mostly. Look at that, ramadoodles everywhere. So healthy. I'm not going to touch all those roots. Don't need to. And then just fill it up. All right, so now I have a base of stones that are going under the actual inner pot. They can sit on top. And so when the roots do grow through, they're not just going to be sitting in a pile of water like before. They're going to be sitting in aerated pumice, which holds air and water really nicely. Right, so first of the big ones we're going to redo is this one, my elephant ear, my big elephant ear. It's not that big, but you can see it's on a slant going that way because it's been growing up away from the wall. And then what we're going to do is we're going to repot it into fresh soil and put bark over the top of it. I've just got literally an old cardboard box down below. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay. Whew. Right, I need to unstick the roots somehow without getting my fingers in it. I want all the old soil left so you can start breathing. I can protect you from bugs eating the roots. Yes, I'm being a bit rough with the roots. Yes, that's okay. Look at the roots. Look at the roots. And they're actually pretty healthy. I'm very pleased with that. They're pretty white. I mean, yes, they've got dirt all over them, obviously. They're pretty white. Okay, so is that going to fit back in the big pot? No, we're probably going to have to go up a pot size. Is this a bigger size? Yes, we're going to go up a bigger size. Yeah, slightly bigger. That works nicely. Yeah, that's beautiful. Right, now the plant is going that way, but technically if I have the stem upright, it's going to sit like that. So I want the next one to grow upwards to give it more stability. So I'm going to try and keep it as wonky weird, I know, as I can. The gap is probably a little bit higher than I wanted, but I might just put a layer of orchid bark over here. That was my plan. So that'll help me stop these beetles getting in to the dirt because they like to sit in soil. Right, one down and I still have to put them all back. So one repotted, thankfully. That was pretty cool. Okay, I had to abruptly stop yesterday's filming, but that's okay. We're going to keep going. It is now day 2. So let's have a look. So this one here, this is my, I think it's bungalow palm. I haven't repotted this in at least 4 or 5 years, I don't think. So this is just crazy. And this here is absolutely solid roots. So I need to get rid of the roots first that are down the base because they're obstructing me from pulling the plant out altogether. And then we'll pull it out, see the ramen noodles. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot. It's only going to come out the holes on the edges. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Look at that, it's a bird's nest. It's a bird's nest of old roots. Right, so I've cut that off. Rubbish nesty bit. Right, are we ready? This is going to be hard to get. Yeah, all the roots are facing downwards so I can get it out. Okay, there we go. Oh. Look at the roots. Oh my God, that is nuts. Look at that. Solid, 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 solid. Now comes the hard part. I gotta get into those roots somehow, which is why this is metallic, not wood, because this is going to take a while and I'm gonna have to be pretty rough. Am I going to try cutting it? Am I going to cut it? Because I guarantee what's happening is there's roots all around the outside, but on the inside there's still a bit more soil than normal. Okay, let's see if I can cut off the base. Oh wow, they're hard to cut. Maybe I do need a knife. Right, there we go. There's the second layer of nest. Ramen noodles in the bin. So this was the old pot, and this is not enough room because it's literally just taking up the whole pot. So we need a bigger one. So I've got this one. Now we're getting some serious size here. Right, so we're going to use that one. It's got some really nice holes at the bottom too. Try again. Oh. Perfect. Yes. Right, are we ready? Oh, that's not too bad. This is not easy work. And I've only got like 3 or 4 plants to do today. Right, second one is going to be the Ficus, which is actually at the other side down the little pathway. So let's go find that now. Right, so this is my Ficus ruby. This is the one that was growing into the decking with that root. And the roots on the base are pretty much dead that are coming out of there. And that makes sense because it was all relying on this huge thick root right there. And the tree itself, or the plant, it's technically a tree, is coming all around because it was lopsided. And there's a whole lot of new little growth. And I have a little polka dot plant here that I didn't even know existed. So what do we need to do? We need to change the base, obviously, get rid of the old roots, change the base, take that little plant out. I need to cut this stem off because it's not doing anything. I want to cut all of these base growths out, and I might even maybe chop a couple more just to make it a little bit more thinner because it is full. I get the feeling this one might be a bit scary. Oh, come in. Oh. Okie dokie. Not the best base. Oh, what's this? Let's see if I can. Hey. Hey. So I might just see if I can grow that one properly. Do it. It's good. Down. And even further. Yeah, one. There we go. Come on. Okay, we ready? Oh, I see. Right. So, right. So this bit here is stopping me from putting it into the pot properly. So I need to cut that off more somehow. So I need to get a saw or something. Yeah, good boy. Don't stand on the ficus. Good boy. Whoops. It's so hard to do by yourself. I think I might start this tree again because it's too far that way. It's just grown too long without any fixing. Ta-da! So much better. Yes, I know I hacked it to pieces, but that is so much better for me. I feel so much better about it than it going off on one side. So I've got to water it and then I'll put it back in the corner. Right, we now have the final one to go. Maggies, out the way, come on, out the way. Come on, out the way. There we go, good girl. So this is my bird of paradise. It is, what, 3 meters top to tail? So it's gonna be flailing over on that side. So this is what we have to get rid of. I am literally going to have to cut that off. I need to cut the pot off. That is solid. Like I don't know why people do that now. So I decided to get my trusty Trojan scissors. These things cut wire, cut everything. They're like a all-round purpose, all-purpose kind of like shears. They're not for cutting the roots, they're for cutting the bucket, the pot, and it's thick plastic. So I'm literally going to cut all the way down. I have to get this foam out, and then we're going to have a look at the root situation because birds of paradise have thick, chunky roots. Look at the size. They have thick, chunky roots. Look at the size of that thing. Like that is a root and a half, and it's so thick. Like I've got hundreds of them. I wouldn't say hundreds, but you know, tangle. It's all gone around. So let's cut the pot. These are also the tools that I use to cut my wire for any of my moss poles because they kind of slice through like butter. You still need a bit of muscle. I mean, I definitely need muscle. Let me see if I can actually get rid of that rim. Right, so this is going to take a bit of strategic cutting. Right, strategic cutting, here we go. I mean, I'm using all my might to get in here. See how hard it is to get the knife in? I'm literally sliding it in like butter. This first one is going to be super hard to get in. I am probably going to cut some roots, yes. This is so packed. This is nuts. Oh, I'm cutting down a root. Don't care. Right, let's see what happens when I get down to that bit. If anyone says gardening is easy all the time, they're liars. It's not easy, it's hard work. It's exercise for sure. There, look at it, roots. And that is just solid. Right, so now that I've seen the roots a little bit, I'm actually going to start chopping off these roots because there are so many of these roots. I'm not going to lose a lot by just chopping this off, and it needs to come off. So that might make it easier for me to take this part of the pot off instead of trying to cut it when it's really, really tight. But I just did want to have a look at the roots. Look at that. First round of roots. That's not even half the bottom of it. Look at it. That is just crazy. Roots, 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 and more roots. Right, now I need to do that a second time. That is exactly the same as the first. I mean, that's a lot, let alone that times two. Okay, let's see if that has allowed me to... Yes! Oh, oh. Ta-da! Look at that thing. What am I supposed to do with that thing? It looks like millipedes. Oh. Sorry, root. I'm stressing this guy out big time, aren't I? Okay, metal. I can't even get through the roots. I can't even. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Right, there's the bucket that I've taken off, and it is full of roots. So I've decided that I'm not going to touch it. I can't really pull it apart without breaking any more. And when I cut off all of those ridiculous roots outside of the pot, I did cut off a third. So if I cut off any more, it might die off, it might die down, it might not grow, I don't know. And B, if I cut off any more, there's very little weight at the bottom as well. It's not very stable. So because the plant is so tall and this pot was so small for such a long time, it's grown a lot bigger than the pot size needed. So while a small pot is usually okay for most plants, this is very top heavy. So I'm going to put it into a new pot. It has room to grow. I'm going to put it in this one, this big one, right? So I'm going up from that size. If you can see the base, there's quite a bit of room widthways. I've got my big chunky potting mix here. Is it too high? I think that's just right, funny enough. And that's good because I don't have a lot left. I may have made just enough. I think that is it. Right. So there you have it. Every single plant is now repotted. The roots are checked. There's nothing growing into the decking. I am sweaty Betty, I can tell you. And all the plants are back where they belong, finally, thankfully. All ready for spring and summer about to hit here in Australia, although not right now because it is literally just starting to rain. What a weird day. So there's still a little bit more cleaning and fix up to do. I'm looking at you, umbrella. But honestly, this space is no longer being held hostage by overgrown roots or just a leafy mess. It now is tidy and I can watch these plants thrive in spring and summer to come. And now, thankfully, it gives me more of a tropical feel, more of a clean feel, and I can sit out here and enjoy a cocktail or two and watch summer pass by. I cannot wait to use this decking as it's meant to be. But honestly, today wasn't even the biggest job. There is so much more to come. There's still 2 more videos in this series. So now that actually means that you get a choice on where to go. It is choose your own adventure time. Do you remember those books? I loved those books when I was younger. So if you want to see video 3 in this series about the huge, massive plants that need repotting, I want you to go to this video next. If, however, you have a very keen eye and you notice that the spider plant is up there ready to go in its new nice pot and you want to see what I did with all of those spider propagation babies, then go to this video next. The choice is yours. It is up to you. But either way, have an amazing week, as always, full of leaves, love and laughter, and I will see you in one of these next videos. I hope you choose the right one. I mean, let's be honest, they're both the right choice. But anyway, have a great week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Maggie, that's next door, honey. Waggle your tail. You can waggle your tail. Oh, yeah. My dog has just discovered the dogs next door. Oh, wait.